this ID is gonna be a lot because he has synergy with every A shoes, he has synergy with the Ishmael, he can make them do an opposed skill 1, an opposed skill 3, and he can be a very good damage dealer on his own, and he can make them retreat and then come back earlier. Like, this guy is actually insane. For the skill 1, 2 coins, and combat start we apply defense power up to 1 plus IS resonance other allies. So you might think defense power up we don't care and it prioritizes target with assist defense, so why do we care about this? So defense power up is always good because it can be translated to some extra clash power and some less damage taken depending on the difference with the enemies, right? But the thing is, this Honglu here, he has a skill, defense skill Clashable Guard, Lord's Guard, and he has a unique assist defense Lord's Guard, and he can apply this to any Eishu besides the one that have assist defense, which is Maofost, right? So what you need is just the passive resources, probably gonna be Gluttony, and then on combat start, you apply Lord Guard to IS Resonance divided by X Eishu Pack allies. So your Eishu Pack allies basically are gonna have assist defense for him, to defend him. That's the idea here, so you can apply this defense power up to potentially all your Eishu ally, I guess, depending on the conditional here, I guess. And then the classic at X plus rupture on target plus poison safe, you gain coin power. And if the target has X plus types of negative effect, you gain clash power. So that's not too crazy, but that's always nice. Then on hit, you gain poise count, so that's good because he's a poise ID. And on hit and flick rupture count always good. Skill 2, Gluttony, 4 coins. Combat start, apply Gluttony damage up to another ally that has Gluttony skill equipped this turn. So that's basically your skill 2 for Ishmael, and then the skill 2 on the other Eishus, I believe, besides Maofost. Because Maofost skill 3 is Gluttony, and her skill 3-2 is Gluttony. So ideally you want to get that on her, but otherwise you don't target the skill 2, well it's still fine to buff the damage of your other allies. And for coins, always good to proc the rupture, but it could be a downside early on because this guy has only one instance of rupture count on his skill here. Otherwise, then you gain poise count, unbreakable coin, you inflict rupture, and then deal more damage on critical hit, and then you inflict rupture. So I don't know why we need a deal more damage line here, but whatever. Rupture potency, so rupture potency is good, because now we don't really lack the count with the mouse and everything, but we lack rupture potency. So if this can inflict a lot of rupture potency, it would be very nice. You just have to be a bit careful if your rupture count is low with this skill, because you might destroy the stack here. Skill 3, so now we start the funny things. The skill 3, you might think, what the hell is going on here? There is one coin and it only does this, right? Well, okay, chill, bro. So there is a skill 3-2, which is the one he's gonna use most time, and there is a skill 3-3 that he's gonna use only if he does not have any ally left, or if his ally didn't proc the exdatlet command. So what's going on here? So we skip the coin power conditioner and all that. On use you gain poise count, that's very good. And then after attack, among ally issue unit that can hack, choose one unit with the least Unrelenting Storm, and you apply Unrelenting Storm, and then they do exalted command. So what's going on here? Unrelenting Storm is basically the amount of time that unit comboed with Honglu, if you saw the trailer. And then that unit will gain offense level up and defense level for every stack. So then they do exalted command. So exalted command is basically a base skill tree use for free. That's what it is, unopposed skill tree. That's like assist attack for the skill 1, but here it's a skill tree. And for the A shoes, because they have the 10 speed condition and all that, it does not account for all of this. So if you have 10 speed, you're not gonna proc the enhanced skill tree of your A shoes. You're just gonna proc the base skill tree. That's what it is. And if you don't have a skill tree unlock, because you didn't apply your ID, then you don't do the combo, and he will use his skill 3-3 instead. That's what's going on here. But on top of that, the one coin inflicts offense level down and defense level down. So that's always nice for your Ishmael conditional, and just to have an easier time clashing and dealing more damage. So after doing the base unopposed skill tree from your ally, he will use himself this skill. carve the path of a lord. So that's his real skill tree. And then here, what's going on, if is this unit activated combo with Aishu pack, he gain base con power and base con power, and he deal more damage for every missing HP on the target and every missing HP on him. Gain con power for every, so that's the regular for rupture on target and poise on self. And then deal more damage for every type of negative effect on target, just like his skill 1. Deal more damage for every instance of Aishu bolus contamination. So what the hell is this? Aishu bolus contamination is basically a buff that will track who he did combo with. So let's say I proc my skill tree with Autis, so I want to assume it will pick ally by deployment order at first, and then by the buff amount it says here, right? So at first, if my Autis is second, it will, and Honglu is first, it will trigger the combo first with Autis. And then after that, Honglu will have a buff because he combo with Mao Autis, and his buff will be inflict rupture count on hit with unopposed attack. So the more combo you do, the more Aishu bolus contamination stack he has, and then the more damage he will do on his skill tree because of that. And then on the first coin, inflict rupture count. On the second coin, deal more damage on critical hit, inflict rupture, and inflict slash resist down. So slash resist down very good because every single issue is slash besides the skill tree of Gregor and Rodion. And Ishmael is blunt. But Ishmael doesn't count for the issues, I believe, unless they change it, I'm not sure. Then on kill for the Aishu pack identity with the least SP, heal SP and apply attack power up next turn. So that's actually pretty insane skill tree, since every time you use it, basically you're gonna trigger a skill tree from your other ally. But it can be a downside because more coins, like if you do a Rodion skill tree, for example, you do more coins, you might mess up the rupture stack and everything. But if you're aware of what's going on with your rupture count and your rupture stack, then you should be fine. It's just extra damage basically and potentially extra rupture count application because the Aishu can apply this right haste, which is a free rupture count basically if you have 10 plus speed. So that's very good here. And just to go over the bonus he gets for comboing with certain allies. So if you do it with Mao Faust, you take less damage from skills. So that's not crazy here, but that's what it is. If you do it with Mao Ryoshu, if you have a faster speed and target, you deal more damage, so more damage always good. If you do it with Mao Atis, like I said, you inflict rupture count on hit with unopposed attack. Seems to be the better one until you have a very good rupture stack, I guess. Sirodia inflict rupture on critical hit. That's not crazy, but for the rupture potency ramp up, that's good. And then Sigregor gain post count when dealing rupture damage. So if you have issue with post count, that's the option here. So that's a very insane skill tree, very good skill tree, probably one of the best skill tree in the game, I want to say. The other use case for the skill tree, which is the one if you did not combo. So let's say you did not combo because you have uptied two IDs and you don't have a skill tree to combo with. So who will have that? I don't know, but maybe someone, maybe it's actually a strat to proc this skill instead. Or if your ally that will do the base skill tree got staggered or died, or if you play Honglu solo, so you actually have a skill tree, right? So that skill here, that's what happened. Do you use this skill here, and this skill deals more damage for every life from death. So what is life from death? Life from death is a buff you get when your Aishu ally dies. So for each ally that dies, it says here, when Aishu units are killed in an encounter, heal SP and gain life from death. And it activates even when Honglu has retreated, I guess, from Ishmael, for example. If you retreat with Ishmael, I guess, because I'm not sure if this guy can retreat on his own. So then this buff will give you offense level up for every stack, damage up, and then attack power up. So that's your regular damage buff, like the Captain Ishmael gets for the Kurokumo, or the Don gets for the Blood Fiends if they died. That's the same, but that's for Honglu and the issues. So he deals more damage for that buff if your ally died, which is very unlikely in Rupture because you one-shot everything, right? But hey. Then you deal more damage for every missing HP on target and missing HP on yourself. and you gain attack weight for a certain amount of stack from life from death. So if your ally died, if a bunch of your ally died, his skill tree will have AoE. That's what it is, and then the regular coin power conditional. Deal more damage for every type of negative effect, and deal more damage for every X Eishu bonus contamination. So you're only gonna fulfill that conditional here if you have ally that comboed with him before and died. If Honglu is alone, you will not combo with anyone and you will not have this extra damage conditional. Then we inflict rupture. Inflict rupture, deal more damage for every type of negative effect, and then inflict rupture, inflict slash resist down, and on kill you gain attack power up next turn. So slash resist down just like his normal skill tree. Slash resist down always good for the same reason. Most of your issue are slash, so that's just good. Clashable counter. Combat start applies slash power up to high resonance ally issue identity, so it's very good. Most of the issue do slash damage. Their backup unit select one ally issue with the least HP percentage. Upon using this skill, apply your will guide my blade to the selected ally. So your will guide my blade is just a non-opposed skill one, just like Ishmael assist attack. That's just what it is here. And then that ally retreats the battle and they heal HP when they retreat. So just like we saw in the trailer, Autis use unopposed skill one, then she goes away. Then the Eishu pack identity who retreated due to this effect will be placed earlier in the return line than non-Eishu pack identity. So they just come back earlier than instead of going last in the backup line, they go first, basically. And if there are no backup units, apply attack power up to one ally Eishu with the least HP percentage. So it's not crazy to use under that conditional, but for the retreat and unopposed skill is very good. And the thing is, if you want to use it, like if you want to retreat someone, let's say for whatever reason, then you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So that's very good. So unlike Ishmael dodge retreat, because Ishmael, if you want to dodge, let's say you just want to dodge, you can do that because it will retreat. This guy here, if you want to use the clashable counter, you can, and then your ally will retreat. If you don't want to, you don't have to use it at all. That's very good here. Went over all the skill, only missing the passive. So the Heishu Lord. When another ally unit has sustained in or returned to the battlefield, they heal SP. Then at combat start, command them to use skill 1 as an opposed attack against a random enemy. So they're just very good. Your ally enter the battle, they use an opposed skill 1. They just free whatever kind of status they apply, right? It might mess up the rupture stack, but I assume at this point, if you were to trigger this, you already have a rupture stack going, and you should have a lot of rupture count and everything. But hey, it can mess up your rupture stack. That's something to be aware of. If the said ally is a Eishu pack or a Jia family unit, then activate the following instead. They heal more SP. And then at combat start, command them to use skill 3 as unopposed attack. So if you're using him in a full Eishu team, which you're gonna do, they use a skill tree instead, which is actually pretty insane. So this means, by the way, this has synergy with Ishmael retreat, because Ishmael can retreat people and she can retreat herself as well. So Ishmael retreats someone, they come back, they gain SP, and then they do an unopposed skill tree. Or Honglu retreats someone and then they come back earlier from his counter, and then they use an unopposed skill tree, they heal SP. So that's just literally very good here. That's more synergy for the retreat style of gameplay, so that's always good, and it helps Ishmael retreat to be a bit more relevant if you want to use it. And then a counter stat, gain leash holder of all Eishus for every Eishu pack identity in the team, including backup units. So this is just Eishu pack IDs and not Jia family. So that's a bit weird, because this buff, you see, every Eishu pack you gain 1 stack, okay? So there is a max of 11 stack, which means at some points we'll have a full team of Eishus. So this means Jia family Ishmael will be replaced, and then the Jia family, actually the Wei identity probably gonna be Eishu. So we'll have to see, or maybe they're gonna give a Eishu tag to Ishmael. I don't know. I didn't see if they do that in the patch note, but hey. So what happens here, for every stack, gain max speed, deal more damage, gain min speed, defense level up, gain offense level up, and then gain damage up and apply offense level up to all Eishu pack identities. So we would like to apply offense level up to Jia Ishmael, right? So because Jia Ishmael has all the conditional and everything, right? So Jia Ishmael. So Jia Ishmael is not a Eishu pack, he does not have the Eishu pack tag. and she wants offense level up to be rupture count neutral, right? So in a clash, if you have higher offense level, then you gain clash power, and in a clash, if this unit offense level is higher than target, you inflict one more rupture potency and a rupture count. So you want this, right? So that's why she become rupture count neutral. You have 4 coins rupture count neutral to proc the rupture here. Skill 2 is very good, but because she's not a Shupak ID, it seems like she will not get this buff. So this seems weird because we would have so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Shupak IDs. So that's a bit weird here, but I don't know. Maybe they're gonna change the tag. Maybe we're gonna get a Gia family Ishmael. We'll have to see, I guess. So as it is, it's a bit weird. But hey, that's still very good buff. I'm just a bit sad because Ishmael doesn't get the offense level up. Other than that, it's a very good buff and very good retreat synergy, like I said. And then deal more damage for every Aishu bolus contamination. So the more combo you did with your allies, the more damage this Honglu deals. That's what it is. So now we already went over the assist defense that he can proc on his ally when we talk about the skill one. So then in this encounter, when this unit takes damage that brings the HP down to 0, nullify that damage, then this unit HP cannot drop below 1 for the turn and it gains 1 tarnished blood. So that's synergy with his WoW ego. This unit deals more damage for the tarnished blood on self. When activating the ego skill, that's his WoW ego, nullify the death in its after attack effect. Instead, starting next turn, gain damage. Okay. So he can trigger his ego, and then he does not die, and then he heals HP instead. So then he can use the ego again, and yeah, okay. And then he dies for real, but yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good synergy with his WoW ego here, and then Tarnished Blood is just the buff that kills him slowly, right? So that's like 20% more, 20% HP damage per turn or something. So like you tank damage, you die, but you don't really die because you stay at 1 HP, and then you gain the buff that deletes 20% of your HP per turn. While you have this buff, you deal more damage, and obviously when you die for real from the buff, you trigger the ego and everything, but you actually don't die because of this effect here. And then you heal HP, and then you die again, and you trigger the ego again, and you die for real this time. That's what's going on here. And then his support passive that you will never use, because what the hell, bro, you're gonna deploy him. An ally with the least HP percentage deal more damage against the enemy proportional to the type of death rate on the enemy. That's nice, actually, but you're not gonna use it, though. And by the way, this guy does not have any kind of death rate, it seems, so I was expecting him to have a billion death rate, but apparently he doesn't have any, so that's funny. But it's a very good idea, pretty insane synergy with every Aishu pack, and pretty good retreat style gameplay, honestly, because you have the unopposed skill 1 and skill 3. So that's a very good idea. I'm gonna try to pull him. Hopefully I can pull him, and then if I can pull him, I'm gonna make a showcase video or something, I guess. On the first week if I get him. If I don't, then it's already too late to make showcase video because I won't posted videos, right? So that's what it is. That's what it is for the video, and yeah, that's all.